And back here on another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Today's episode, we're going to do a player profile. I'm going to get Brad on here, chop it up with him a little bit, get into his golf background, just a little bit more about Brad, sports history, and such. But before we do that, let's give a shout out to a couple sponsors. First, we got my man Marty over Trouble Off the Tee. Go check out Trouble Off the Tee. He's got a 50% off site-wide sale going on right now. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Also, check out the book, available on Spotify and Audible. Author is Marty Midian, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. So go check out TroubleOffTheTee.com. Also, if you're in the 518-420-BLISS, located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, stop in there, check them out. Everything you're looking for: flour, pre-roll, edibles, tinctures, vapes, you name it, they got it over there at 420. If you don't want to go into the store, you can set up a delivery right online at 420-bliss.com or in their app store at Just a Little Higher. Go check out Italian Company up there. And when you're there, make sure you check out some of the jaunty products. They got the gummies, the vapes. They just got some new edibles out, some rosin infused edibles. So go check them out. I'm pretty sure they'll be available at 420 sooner or later. So go check them out. 420 Bliss, 420-bliss.com, and Jaunty, a big supporter of the podcast. And then we got my man fn3p.co. Go check them out over there. Everything you're looking for, if you're looking for some custom gear or such, go check him out. fn3p.co. He's got polos, hoodies, hats, you name it, he's got it. Use promo code PPP25 for 25% off. Site wide at fn3p.co. And then last but not least, we got to get my man Jordan over at the putter shop. I'm looking for the ball marker currently. I don't know where the hell I just put it. I meant to bring it up. Jordan at the putter shop. Go check him out. He just did some custom ball markers for the crew, and he has a bunch of great deals. He just came out with some merch. He's got a great hat line. Go check him out at theputtershop.com. Use promo code PPPP, 4Ps, 15 to get yourself 15% off. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll get into it with my man Brad and do a little player profile here. And we're back here with the Pitch Putt and Puff. Joining me tonight, sometimes co-host on the podcast, we got Brad. What's up, Brad?
What's up, America?
What's going on, buddy?
Thanks for having me on, RGB. It's good to see you. We got rained out this weekend, so I haven't seen you in a little while.
I know, man. It's been a tough stretch. I haven't played since last Thursday.
Wow.
That's a long time for the kid, RGB, man.
Yeah. For somebody that plays as often as you do, you got to be getting itchy. It's going to be beautiful this week, though, kid. We're back.
We're back Thursday, Friday. I'm out there Thursday, Friday. Me and Fairway are debating playing tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen. It's still going to be in low 50s. It's too cold for Fairway to get out there. I'm getting over a cold right now as well, so not going to risk it. Got a busy weekend. We got the Park Pub tournament on Saturday, rolling into the Pitch Putt and Puff on Sunday. So we'll see what happens. We need a guy for the pub, man. If you ain't doing nothing Saturday and you want to play, it's me, Bub, and Fairway.
I will be at Rutgers UCLA. Go Knights. I'm leaving Jersey at like 5 a.m. to come back to make our tea time Sunday because that's
good.
What's up.
You got an extra hour though because it's a 10 o'clock tea time this Sunday.
Goodness, that's right. I saw that and I'm like, maybe I don't have to get up till 6.
Yeah. So my buddy Harold is a season ticket holder at Rutgers, and me and you, like honestly, Brad, you're one of the only people I know that is probably more into college football besides myself than NFL. You've always been a Michigan guy. You've always enjoyed college football. And Harold, same way. He's a big Rutgers fan, so he used to have season tickets. He still does. And when he first moved to the city, his brother, he just got married. His wife was pregnant and stuff, so he could never go to the games. And it would be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Rod, you want to come to the game tonight? Fuck it, let's go. I hop in the car and I go. I went down. I remember when Rutgers had like Ray Rice, Brian Leonard. They were actually good in like 06.
Shiano's first run there.
Yeah, we went to the game and we ran on the field. And I'm actually in sport. I wish magazine's not in reach, but I'm in Sports Illustrated. Like on the field, like a picture of me in Sports Illustrated. But like the college football atmosphere, dude, is so much better than any NFL.
You really, because you have the spirit of students that actually care with a passion about their school and are a part of this. It's not like NFL fans, and NFL fans are crazy too, but you go to a tailgate on a college campus, that's a party. You know, the tailgates in the NFL parking lots are nothing compared to what you see on a Big Ten campus or formerly Pac-12 campus, but yeah, SEC. You're just walking through neighborhoods of people tailgating, offering you drinks, offering you food, and you're just trying to walk to the damn stadium.
Yep.
And it is a scene, dude. Like it's just awesome experience. And Rutgers is coming around, man. They got into the Big Ten at the right time. I'm a Michigan fan, as you know, but I have a huge one of my longtime friends is a huge Rutgers fan. He lives down there, has tickets, like you were saying, like Harold does to all the games. So I go and watch Michigan whenever they come.
Yep.
Michigan's not coming this year, so we picked UCLA to watch Rutgers go stomp UCLA this weekend. There's your
Oh,
pick of the week too.
pick of the
And
week.
Rutgers is going to beat that team by 30.
I think so too. I got a good Shiano's a good recruiter, man. He was a former DC at Miami back in the day. He recruits Florida well. He's a good recruiter, man. He's a great
He
coach.
recruited well at Rutgers the first time he was there. That's why he ended up in the NFL with the Buccaneers.
Yep.
Some guys are just meant to be college coaches, and Shiano is one of those guys. So that's what I'll be doing Saturday. So I'm sorry. Is
That's,
this the tournament that was rained out last week?
this was rain. It was yeah Monday. It was
Monday? Yeah,
well,
yeah. See, that sucks.
and then it was rainy and cold. So I was actually we were all debating on just bailing on it overall, but like we don't. It's hard to get into, so you don't want to not show up and lose your spot, kind of thing. So we're like, please cancel, please cancel. So like Josh, dude, he texted me like 6:15 in the morning, dude, because he knew I went into work early to make the tournament. He goes, "Go home and go to sleep, bro. I'm closing the course today." I'm like, yes, and that's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like you hate to get rained out, but every now and then you're kind of rooting for it.
oh yeah, it was. I mean, it sucks now because we're in the home stretch. We're limited to how many more days we're gonna be able to get out there and play golf. I said we got maybe five weeks left at a pitch putt and puff at Freer, and then
A
after
big
that,
trip, man. Can we go somewhere this winter and go golf somewhere for 3 days? Like, I got that Southwest credit card. I got my 80,000 points coming, 2 cross-country flights. Like, let's
that's
go
it.
somewhere.
Telling you, that's what me and my wife do. When we first got those cards, we flew for like the first 4 flights for free. It was great.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go anywhere.
But yeah,
Uh,
let's get into some golf here, Brad. So you got a sports history, man. You're a what is it, 2-time state champ in football? Were you 2 times?
nah, one time.
1 time. Okay.
Second time, we got beat by a better team in Webster. But yeah,
Was
it
that the
hurt
team?
more to lose that second one than it felt good to win the first one.
Who was
So
that team with the nasty wide receivers and they were just throwing it all over the field? Was that Webster?
Our freshman year, that was Fairport that threw for 5 touchdowns on my brother and those older guys in that was a 97 season. 98 season, we went back and beat Fairport in the state championship. That was our sophomore year. I was on that team. The next year, when I was a junior, we got smoked in the state championship by Webster, and they beat the piss out of us. And they had some good receivers too, actually.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so
Dude, that Fairport team though, that first year when they beat you guys, that they came out playing the spread offense, slinging the ball like a high school team's never seen at that point in time. Back in the '90s, it was a run. It was the you see a lot of wishbone, you see a lot of wing tee, the
I
veer.
I was in 8th grade. Maybe I was a freshman. I was a freshman watching that game from the stands, thinking, why do they throw so much? And why do they keep throwing? And why are we down by 21? And
Yeah,
why do they keep throwing? And now we're down by 28. And I'm like, what is going on here? They keep throwing on us.
and the receivers were so
Never seen that.
they were so
Never see. Now it's all that's the game now.
that's crazy. And then you went on to play college ball at Rutgers at you had me thinking Rutgers at Rochester.
Yeah, U of R, 5-1 this season. Go Yellow Jackets.
Nice. And that was good times too because a lot of the boys from Troy went up there. So I used to spend a lot of time out there as well. Nice little weekend trips. Once or twice a year we'd get out there. Cold
Yeah,
as
Rochester was a good time, and it's also home of Oak Hill, where they've had the U.S. Open a few times. University of Rochester owns that course.
oh no shit.
And yeah, I mean, if I had known that as like a freshman in high school, I would have joined the golf team so that I could have done that in college. Instead, like an idiot, I played football and went and practiced on a turf field that had pigeon shit all over it, and we were getting staph infection and crap. So playing football was a mistake in college. And then there are some of our buddies going to play at Oak Hill for free for practice. And I'm thinking, wow, like that was a mistake. I made a mistake.
Damn. That's
What a
crazy.
great time, though. I mean, me and Elord went out there together. So at least I had my best friend growing up there going through it all with me.
Right. That was the cool part about it. It was like you and Elord being best friends, Tim and Rivers being real close. Like that was cool when we'd go out there. It was, having all the boys Carm out there. It was
Yeah,
a
you guys were welcome with open arms out there.
It was too. It was crazy. Like I remember, dude, I didn't know like anything. Like I didn't go out to the bars and shit. And like I walked behind the bar at the frat house to go get my own drink. And one of the frat guys came up to me and like started giving.
You get killed for that.
Yeah, Rivers is like, "Yo, Raj, what the fuck you doing?" I go, "Bro, I don't know no better, man. What the fuck? Fucking go get myself a drink." He goes, "No,
Can't go
man.
behind the bar in the frat house. What's going on here?
I had no clue, bro."
We had a Rubbermaid bucket back there, one of the big Rubbermaid buckets, and we called it the piss bucket. And so during parties and stuff, if you don't want to fight your way upstairs, brothers could pee in this bucket behind them. It was disgusting. It was
Oh,
disgusting. But nobody would know because it's behind the bar. So you could be standing there peeing, talking to a girl across the bar, and they have no clue that you're peeing in the piss
sitting there
bucket.
pissing. That's awesome.
And you have the pledges go and dump it out in the back parking lot the next day after the party, and it was yeah, it was gross. Like, what were we doing?
Oh, we look back at some of the shit we did, man. How are we still alive sometimes?
No kidding.
Now,
But
Brett, when did you start
yeah,
playing golf? Did you start playing golf in like high school or because I know you were close to Fair Park?
it's Dave Lord, man, who's going to be turning 80 in a few weeks from the league. One of a local legend in Troy, Dave Lord. We grew up with his kids. I was Eric's age, and his other son Adam was my brother's age. So our families were really close when we were little, from little league on. So maybe it was like 10 years old, 11 years old. Dave Lord gave me a set of golf clubs, and he's like, "You're coming with me and Eric," and I'm like, "Of course I'm going with you and Eric. Like this,
Right,
yeah, I'll do anything." So we played the first bunch of times at Freer, and I kind of learned just walking that course with Eric through high school on occasion. We didn't play much through high school because it's a summer activity and you're doing 100 other things. We were in other sports. So through middle school and high school, we only got out a handful of times. Loved it, but it wasn't our number one thing. Like we were doing
right,
baseball in the summer. We had practices, and so we played a little bit, but that's who Dave Lord is really the one who kept bringing us. We go to Myrtle Beach and he kept saying, come golf, come golf. And I'm like, I'll go do mini golf,
right.
and got us out onto a real course in Myrtle Beach. First time I drove a cart and loved it. Fell out of the cart. If those things were so fast, I turned the wheel, it whipped me out of the cart, Roger, to the other side, landed on the ground, and this cart went right into the trees and like hit a tree dead on and just stopped. And
Holy,
nobody saw it happen. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is awesome. I love this game.
uh,
So yeah, I got to thank Dave Lord and his family and Eric. Like that's who I learned to play with at Freer Park. Just making mistakes, swinging out of your shoes, hitting balls into the trees, breaking clubs,
yep.
walking, carrying a bag because you're 12, 13, 14, 15. You can't drive a cart yet. So I
That
did
used
make a vow at that time because of Freer. I vowed to like never walk a course again if I didn't have to because of Freer Park, and I
the
haven't.
front the
Only
front nine. The front nine in itself, dude. Like people don't realize it, but that incline from 3 to 4 is brutal. It's probably like carts struggle to get up that hill sometimes. Like let alone
Yeah.
someone carrying their bag. And you see 80-year-old, 75, 80-year-old guys out there walking and walking. I'm like, buddy, let me give you a lift, man. He's like, no, no, I'm good. I'm like, all right, that's why you're doing what you're doing at 80, dude.
At 80 and kicking our asses out there. But Freer Park is not a place to learn as a kid.
No,
It's tough, it's hilly, and you're walking. And so yeah, in middle school, Eric and I all the time, not all, but when we went, we would pay to play 18, and we were so determined that we were going to walk 18. And Eric's house is right on the other side of the fifth hole.
yep,
So by the time we get to the fifth hole, it's hot, we're exhausted, we're carrying our bags, we've just walked miles uphill, and there's Eric's house, and he's got air conditioning and PlayStation and snacks in the fridge. So we
yep.
very rarely made it through 18 holes, let alone 9. We would play 5 and walk back to his house like all dejected. So that was the introduction to my golf career.
It's
Um,
similar to mine, dude, because I used to play with Hogan and McGilligan in like junior year of high school, and those guys were on the golf team. They were golfers.
good. Yeah. So
They were good. So for me being an athlete and being those guys like let's say it nicer, but not as athletic in like basketball, football, baseball as me, but they're killing me in golf. I can't hit the ball straight. McGilligan was filthy in golf, dude. He ended up going on to Flagler to play. He was just good.
yeah, I
And
mean, he was probably a scratch golfer since like 15, 16.
yeah, legit.
You know?
And like by the third or fourth hole, I was just drinking, smoking, having a grand old time. Like I could care less driving the cart around. But the days we did walk, dude, and like lugging that bag. I remember one day I crossed 7 and I was like, yo, this game sucks. Like I don't want to do this. And I legit walked right down the street, called my mom to come get me at the clubhouse. I was like, can I use the phone? I remember I went into the bar. Can I use the phone? and went home. And I was like, that was like the last time I played golf. But then, like, once you got older, and then you can't really do the football, baseball, basketball thing anymore. Let's try this golf thing again.
Yeah, and you can ride in a car. And yeah, I've said this several times that like people that learn golf later in life in their 20s or 30s are fortunate in a sense that they're already coachable. You're at an age of your life where you can accept instruction. Where like I'm out there with my niece and nephew. My niece is 11 and my nephew is 7, and they don't have the attention span or really the
Right.
will to learn how to swing. They're okay. They hit the ball fine and everything, but they're going to develop bad habits just like I did. And
Mm.
I golfed with bad habits for 20 years. I teed off with a 3 iron until I was 35
No
because
shit.
I was hitting drivers into the woods. And then my dad got this nice Cobra F Max. So I tried it a few times on the course, and all of a sudden I'm hitting this driver into the fairway. So I had to buy the Cobra F Max driver that he had, and now I can hit drivers in the fairway. The technology really did get better. My
Oh, yeah.
swing got a little more under control. I got some instructions from friends out in Arizona that are like, "Hey, man, why are your feet spinning when you swing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What do you mean?"
Up,
You know,
up.
little things like that. And then all of a sudden I'm a different golfer. Now I can use a driver. So,
That's
but yeah, I had some bad habits for a really long time. And when I got to play in Arizona, I lived out there for 3 years. That's when I got better at golf because I was able to play nonstop with guys that were decent, like giving me little tips here and there. So that's where I went from the hundreds to the 90s and into the high 80s more consistently. It was at 3 years in Arizona from 2011 to 2014. Yeah.
yeah. But just when you can play all the time too, like that's a that like you guys like you, Bob, Jr. When you can only play once or twice a week, it's tough to really like see improvement in your game throughout the year because you're not getting a solid stretch to where you can try different things and get consistent at it.
Yeah, and that's, and part of that's choice. Like, I want to be better at golf, but I haven't made the choice to go put in the time to practice. I've done one range session this year, and it was an awesome range session. And my next round was one of my best rounds of the year. And I'm thinking, oh, I got to go to the range more often, but I haven't. I go to the gym after work. I work out. I go hang out with friends. I go in the hot tub on Thursday at my buddies. Like, I don't put in the time. And you're right. I don't have the Monday through Friday opportunity to get better at the game. I don't prioritize it the way I could.
Right. And that's the thing, like with me and Fairway, yeah, we play all the time and Hank's out there a bunch with us, but like it got to the point, man, where I got such a doing something in a bad habit that I couldn't break it. Like with me, you see how if I can't hit my driver, I'm a terrible
You're
golfer.
toast, dude. You're done for the round.
Done. Done. But if I get that driver going, I'm shooting in the low 80s. And it's like
You're
one of
mental
those,
jello when your driver's not working.
it was 2 weeks ago. Bub came out and played with us on a Wednesday, and I was struggling, like really struggling. And Fairway said something to me. I don't want to give him too much credit for it because he's kind of the reason my driver was fucked up in the beginning because he had me trying so many different things. But he's like, just change it. He said something about changing my plane. So I did, and I slowly started getting just hitting the ball better. Like I wasn't snap hooking left ground balls. I was even had a slice to some of my shots, which I haven't had in a couple years, but I was okay with it because I was getting it out there. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, we're making progress because I can recover most of the places you miss and free as long as you don't go in the woods. You can recover. You can
Yeah.
recover and have a shot at it. So I think I was on pace to shoot a 79 and I double bogeyed the 18th hole. Hit my drive into the bunker. That's best drive of the day, Brad. One hops, hits the back wall of that bunker, dead smack of the fairway, and sits right up against the wall. And I hit it up. I hit it over the green. I duff one, trying to flop it on because I didn't have a lot of room to work with. Double bogey. I was like, you son of a bitch. 81 though. From what I was playing in the 90s to an 81, I'll take it. So
Yeah, and that's, again, like you've played more seriously as an adult. So like you found your swing as an adult. And some
yeah,
of those guys that have started later that are like finding their swing, I think it's easier for them to pick it up. It's a lot of shots to learn in golf. You have to learn the punch, the chip shot, a flop shot. Like you really have to get good at those. And those take time and years of honing in. So that's where I think some of the the guys that haven't been golfing as long, that's where they fall behind the guys that are golfing more consistently over their lifetimes because they don't have those flop shots that get them back close.
right.
Um, like guys like Kirk and Mikey
That's
who
what I was
haven't been
just thinking
playing
of.
very long. They're good. The good athletes are going to play good golf, but they got to develop those other little shots that just take time, man.
Yeah. Like Mikey, man, we got to work with Mikey to get him some more power off the fucking tee box.
It's not the power, man. He's just got to change his swing. He's got so much of a slice on that swing that it costs him 50, 60, 70
I
yards.
know
He's
so much.
got the power. He's got the whip in his swing. It's just he's cutting across the ball so hard and putting that side spin on it that off it goes. He's
Well,
got to
let's
retool his drive.
yeah. Speaking of Mikey, let's talk about them boys a little bit. The Upstate Golf guys. I'm rocking the hoodie right here. Um, they're
Cool.
they're on their way to where the hell they going? North Carolina right now, or South Carolina?
Hilton
Hilton Head
Head.
for the
You
Nationals.
check in on them, see if they even made it. They might still be on their way right now as we speak.
No, they posted up at a Bojangles not too long ago. I should send them the link right now. But they were at a Bojangles the last I seen. Luckily, Hollywood's in the car with them, so Mikey's not going to leave Anthony on the side of I-95. But how did you link up with the Upstate Golf guys?
Well, I've known Anthony since we were in high school. Anthony's a Troy guy. He grew up in Sickaway, but his mother worked at Tamarack, so he had to go to school there. But we knew him just because he was always in the neighborhood. He came to Myrtle Beach with us one year and like rode down in the Lord's van. So we've known Anthony all along.
Yeah,
Um, and then we kind of lost track of each other for probably 15 years, but I got a job right near where Anthony has a store. He has a small newsstand store in a state building. So I started
yeah,
seeing him every day. And we're like, hey, let's golf. I golf all the time. So we just got golf, and Anthony joined that tour. And so I went and played a few rounds on it. I probably played 5 or 6 rounds on the tour this year. It's a good time. It's different. I love what the PPP has and what we're doing on Sundays. It's more casual. It's more fun. It's the homies. You're golfing with your friends.
right,
The tour it's more competitive. You're golfing with strangers, but it is cool because you're going to courses you would have never played. I played 5 or 6 courses this year that I never even heard of because of that tour.
yep.
So that's what is neat about it is you just get out of the area a little bit and play some other places. But I like what we got going on too.
Yeah, man, I love it. Anthony and Mikey, newest members of the PPP. Those dudes are good dudes, man. Mikey's I'm actually really happy for Mikey to get away, man. Dude works his ass off constantly, deals with Anthony shit all the time. Like, go take a little break, go out and golf. And hopefully he puts up some he's been playing good. So
Yeah,
hopefully
he
for
got good
with
luck.
his handicap, he puts some numbers up and pulls away with a W.
Mikey's the one who gave me the nickname Scrounge. It
Did
was
he?
yeah, because the first time I met him, we played at Freer Park. It was just the three of us, me, Mikey, and Anthony. And so I was able to know, I knew where Mikey's ball went a few times because I'm familiar with the course and he's only played Freer once or twice. So I found his ball for him like 3 or 4 times. And as I always do, I come out with like 4 other balls. And he's just
Sure.
like, look at you, Scrounge, you goddamn Scrounge. I'm like, who's this fucking guy with this beard longer than my dick that keeps calling me Scrounge? Like, what the fuck? And then you get to know Mikey and you're like, yeah, this dude's the man.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He really is a good dude. And because I met because I probably met Ants through you guys anyway, like the Y in the Brunswick baseball team we played with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
So that was, I mean, Brad, I've known you probably the longest out of the whole crew. We're going back to '92 with that Pop Warner picture I got. That's '92.
Yeah, dude, and I don't even remember that team. I don't remember one thing about that other
Dude.
than playing quarterback.
Yeah, we had the Shack attack play. We just tossed it to Shaquem. Everybody ran one way, he ran the other, and ran past everybody.
That's all I remember was throwing the ball to him, and they're like, "Shaquem caught it," and I'm like, "He did? Like, how do you even know?" Like, and then
Yep,
there's a little white helmet just zipping around everybody.
gone. That brother was fast.
Shaquem, he had those black pants in practice. I thought it was the coolest thing ever to have black practice pants.
I ran into him not too long ago, man. I seen him. He was with his mother at the grocery store. I seen him. Recognized me right away and shit. Yeah, it was funny. I've seen him in 20 plus years since high school at least. So same
Dude,
old.
I have a feeling I would recognize him.
Oh yeah, there's a few of the guys from back in the day. Like I think I recognize, and I'm like, nah, that's not him. But you recognize him for
Yeah,
sure.
I thought the world of Shaquem, dude. That dude could ball. I
Oh
remember we went to play against Central Little League and All Stars, and he was playing shortstop, and Eric Daniels was pitching for Central. And I'm on Armory. I'm 11. We're kids,
yeah,
and Eric gives up like a home run. We would smoke that poor Central team. And next thing you know, you look over and parents are running on the field because Shaquem and Eric are squaring up to each other, throwing punches out on the pitcher's mound. And we all know that they're best friends. And we're like, let them fight
right,
like
right.
a friend. And now parents like storm down the field, separate them, like they're crying and shit. And I'm like, this is This is crazy. I should be
Yep.
golfing.
He's
Don't
mad.
do
Man,
golf.
his homie gave up 2 home runs, man. He's pissed. Fucking
They were
killing
sorry.
that.
I'd never seen teammates fight in my life
Oh man,
until then.
that's fucking great.
We do go back, man. We
We
go
got to
back.
get him out there on the golf course. Get Shaquem out there on the golf course. He'd probably love it.
He was an athlete, bro. One of the
He'd
fastest things.
probably be nasty. He'd pick up a golf club and like probably be a scratch golfer. I go
Yeah,
for it.
just
Good
be right.
hooper, everything.
Yeah, you don't forget him. He's not playing with us. He's too old.
So, Brett, what's your favorite thing? We're getting into wrapping it up here. What's your favorite thing about the pitch putt and putt?
The homeboys, bro. The crew. I come for the crew.
Yep.
I leave places super early on Sunday mornings, like I'm going to in Jersey, and somebody was like, "Wow, you're really dedicated to golf," and I'm like, "Not really. I'm dedicated to smoking blunts and drinking with my homeboys. Like that's what I don't want to miss.
Yep.
That's what we come for."
It's a camaraderie. Like I know I'm missing that one weekend every year when I go to Cape Cod, and I'm like sitting there on that Sunday morning when I'm in the Cape, and I'm like, damn, happy to be here with my family, but there's only like one other place I kind of want to be right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, it's
And
my
I'm trying
favorite
to,
day of the week.
trying to text Bob or Jay and get some video or a live or just FaceTime or whatever. I'm like, damn, this sucks. But yeah, man, this it is the crew, and the cool thing about it is it's growing. We got guys like Mikey and Ant. We got Kirk, Anthony, Ant Man, the cart guy. That's what I've been calling him, is Ant Man.
Yeah,
Slowly growing it, and then collabing with the Legends guys out in LA, turning that into a little something here. I got some shit too. We're gonna do a closest to the pin or something. I got some hats from. They sent me some. Yeah, they sent me some hats and a couple T-shirts. So we'll do a closest to the pin giveaway or something
thank
like that.
you, legends.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Michael hooked it up. Um, but yeah, so just growing it has been cool. And then Josh working with me, giving me the extra tea times when I need them and shit is huge. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
man, we live for that, so I appreciate all that and all the stuff you do to keep it going, man. I love you.
No, man, yo, Brandon, honestly, dude, like you're one of the few people who does like. I mean, most of the guys do appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but like you make it known, dude. Like when I need someone, like tonight, I needed to drop an episode. You're the first person to jump on. Like, yo, I got you, man. Like I appreciate the hell out of that. Because I know it's tough for people like to do such a thing. So I definitely appreciate that shit.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't mind helping because I don't want to lose you. You're the man of what you do. We need you.
I mean, I do it for fun, man. I do it for like the little perks where I can get, if we're getting like free carts or gummies or stupid shit like that, where I can hook the boys up, or if we're doing, you know what I'm saying, like a little flour, like the Legends gear, shit like that. Like
Keep it going.
always try to hook the 52 Sundays polos we got from Legends. Like it's the little things, man. It's the little things to give you guys an incentive to like help out and do the shit. Because here's the one thing I know. I never asked any of you guys to do a podcast or an Instagram page. I just asked to come play golf. So, like, I don't expect a lot of you to jump on and help out, but like, this is my way of
You,
showing appreciation for what you guys do for me too. So it isn't unnoticed.
yeah, you're not really the upstate golf guys, which are like a mafia. And Anthony laid it down. He's like, "We're doing a podcast. You're coming over on Fridays. We're gonna be smoking on Fridays, and we're gonna be doing podcasts." And I'm like, "Oh," he goes, "And here's the stories we're telling this week." And I'm like, "This sounds like a job, Anthony."
It's crazy. I, bro, I was gonna write down some shit. I got a blank sheet of paper. I said I've known Brad for 30 years. I can figure out what to talk to him about. You know what I mean? Like even with Anthony, he's like me and Mikey were talking. I was like, "Yo, Ant, I haven't heard from you because he's been in the Cape with the family, so my text has been kind of quiet all week." And I'm like, "We doing? Am I kicked off the podcast again, or are we doing this, or what?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna do it Wednesday and Friday." And Mikey's like, "We are." He's like, "I'd like to have some input on this." I'm like, "Mike, it's Anthony's podcast, bro. We're just on it. Enjoy the ride."
Yeah,
Enjoy
it's
the
the
ride.
Anthony show. We're all just characters, you know. And you better play your part, or you're gonna hear from Anthony.
Absolutely. I can't wait till the rankings come out. We're gonna play this week, and then I'm gonna give those guys one more shot next week, and then after that, that Sunday, I'm gonna drop the rankings episode and
All right.
see where we put people. So you got 2 rounds to really lock in here
Because
and
I was
put.
talking some shit on the first rankings episode, and Anthony called me out, and we ended up playing together, and he beat me by a stroke at Saratoga Lake last week.
Fuck that course. No,
I was
course
two
beautiful.
on him, but it's a
Yeah,
tough course. I was tough place.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
I was
play
up
good
two on him.
if I don't know. If I don't know what like the layout and where I'm going and the actual distance and shit like that, I don't. I
You're
don't.
going to pay. You're
Yeah,
definitely going to pay in some spots by not knowing what was up ahead and what you could have done or should have done. That's always going to be the case. And that's what's tough about that tour too. We were talking about earlier, like you go and play courses you never heard of. Like that's going to be the case every week. Is
Yep.
that you're playing a course you and everybody's going through it, but they do kind of play a lot of the same courses. So I was playing with guys that have been that on that tour for 3 and 4 years. They had played all these courses and they were talking about certain holes and oh, remember this, remember that. And I'm like looking around like, where's the dog leg? Is this a dog leg left or right? Because I
Yeah.
can't even tell.
Which
So
way?
that's what helps to know the course, and it'll hurt you if you don't.
Yeah, it definitely will. And the one thing that my only complaint about Saratoga Lake, and I heard this affected you as well, but they didn't have the cups down all the way. So I had like two or three putts, dude, that spun around and just popped out.
Dude,
So that was
I
my only complaint.
I hit a putt. They'll tell you it went straight into the hole, and it went down into the hole and hit the back lip of where the cup was, about a half an inch down maybe from the ground. Hit that back up and popped straight out of the hole and stopped an inch. And we all just stood there like, I've never seen that before. And it's like, what are these fucking cups? Like my ball just popped out of a hole.
Dude,
And Anthony beat me by one. Son of a bitch.
yeah, it happened. I had a couple just like looper, like went in, caught the lip, and just spun out. I had that happen. Like I had that on a chip for birdie, so it would have been a skin involved and everything else too.
It's
So that
money.
pissed me off
You
a little
lost
bit.
money on that. Yeah.
Lost money, and then Bob had like two or three do the same thing, just loop around. One hit the back, bounced out. It's like, dude, like just bury the cups, man. Spray paint it white and bury the cup.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Simple. But all right, man. Let's wrap it up with the three questions. What's your favorite club in your bag?
My 60 degree, my
Yeah.
long wedge. I've had to use it a lot because my irons, I don't land on the green, so I got a flop shot a lot, and I've gotten good with that 60. It's bailed me out my whole life.
Yep. I love my 60. My sevens. My seven's a club of choice for me, just because of the versatility with it. But I got two clubs I got to bring into repair right now. My high three hybrid. I'm down my three hybrid and my pitching wedge. Three hybrid, dude. I was on six the other day with Hank and Hank Fairway and I think Kev, and I hit it and it felt a little weird. And I looked and it was just about to like pop off. And the
Oh
same,
wow.
yeah, the same thing with my pitching wedge. I don't know if you heard the story. I was in the Cape and I brought a couple clubs with me. I was gonna go like bullshit on the sand or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'll go to the range right down the street by the mini golf course. It was the last morning we are there. The wife and kid are on the beach. I was all showered. Car was packed. I didn't want to fucking go back and get all sandy. I'm gonna go hit a bucket of balls. Well, about five swings in with my pitching wedge, dude, it felt like I was swinging a wiffle ball bat. My club head went flying out into the range. So I had to like wait like 20, 30 minutes for like people to like leave and the guy's looking for it. He can't find it. But I'm like, I know where it is. There's like three people left. I'm like, yo, hold on a second. I stop him. I walk out. I grab it. So I got to bring him to a pro shop and get him all fixed up.
Wow, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yep. My
I've never heard of that, losing your club head out into the driving range.
into the driving range. So that's two clubs this year. I'm like, damn, dude, what the
You
fuck?
golf a lot though, man. Like you put a lot of wear and tear on your clubs.
I
You're
do.
going to go through them.
I do. I definitely do. Especially
So
the pitching wedge at the time and my three hybrid I use all the time. All the
yeah,
time. That's my 220 club. So most of the par fives, if I'm going for it, I'm using that.
using it.
Yep. So you had a chance. You were out in Arizona a little bit. You've bounced around. What's your favorite course you ever played?
My favorite course I've ever played is called Dinosaur Mountain. It's out in Arizona. It's a little bit east of. It's about a half-hour drive outside of proper Phoenix area, but it's like a video game where you're actually up on a mountain and you're teeing off elevated tee boxes down into the desert, and all you see is desert and cactus and beautiful scenery. And there are rattlesnakes. They give you the whole spiel ahead of time, where if you get bit by a rattlesnake, the vials to the antidote there is 10,000 a vial, and your insurance won't cover it. And you're going to need 2 to 3 vials of that. So don't mess around with the rattlesnakes. And sure enough, on like the seventh hole, there's a rattlesnake sitting on the step going up to the tee box,
Fuck.
tail up and everything. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go tee off on this tee box up here. We're gonna
Mm,
play up on this hole. But
absolutely.
again, like it was like a video game. You're just looking at these gorgeous views, every tee box that are just stunning. And we took 18 of the same selfie of us on the tee box with the Phoenix Valley behind us
Right.
is all the same picture. But That's probably my favorite course.
Snakes, man. I don't do snakes. I'd rather see
Me
them.
either, bro. Me either. Seeing road runners running around with legs sticking out of its mouth, like you don't know what these things are out there eating, but it is eat or be eaten out there in the desert.
Yeah,
So
and you don't realize how small road runners are neither.
yeah,
They're they're tiny
they
little,
little things. They're
but they
little
fucking
things.
move.
Yep.
Yeah, when I went out to Arizona, the in-laws live out there. We went out and seen them, and I was like, "Yo, what birds are those?" And they're like, "Road runners." I'm like, "Oh, no shit!" And I'm thinking of fucking Wile E. Coyote in the Road Runner.
Yeah, you'll see them out in like the streets, and they just run right across the street. They're
Yeah, they
just like
don't give a shit. They don't
yeah.
give a shit out there. And then to wrap it up, Brad, what's to have your dream foursome? Who are three people you would add to round it out? Who are three people you would add to the group?
Wow, a dream foursome.
Yep.
Listen, oh boy.
I'll give you mine. And give you a minute to think about it. So I always go Jay Will, my man White Chocolate. As you know, that was my guy back in the day. The guy who used to play for the Kings.
Yeah.
Um, throwing the no look passes and all that shit. That was my always my number one. Uh, Bill Murray. I would have Bill Murray out there for some comedic. And then I always go back and forth on the third one. It's usually a golfer. Um, but who did I say the other day? I was would be really cool in the golf with Method Man. Method Man would be in the group. Have someone to smoke with, burn it down. Well, Jay Will smokes and shit, but put Method Man in there.
All right. That's not bad. I was thinking, yeah, you need a golfer. Like, how do you not want to play with Tiger Woods? Like, if you get the
Right.
opportunity, you got to play with the big cat. So I would definitely just, you got to do it. The greatest golfer of our lifetime, of our generation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jay,
Tiger would be one. Fresh off a national championship for the Michigan Wolverines, Jim Harbaugh would probably have to be in the group.
okay.
Ask me again in 2 years, but right now Jim Harbaugh would probably be a great time to go golf with.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to think back to like my childhood. Who were my idols back then? Probably have to be Joe Carter. Greatest home run ever hit in the World Series, man. It made my childhood. So
Yep.
I knew Joe growing up, and that highlight of him hitting that home run over and over. Sucks being on the East Coast because that home run happened around 11:30 at night on a Tuesday, and I
Yep.
was 10, so I was in bed. But the next morning, I cried when I woke up for school.
Watching
And
on sports. Yeah. I remember that shit. That was crazy. That was a crazy home run.
And I
I'm
was
al-
asleep the year before when they beat the Braves as well, because that also happened when they won the series and clinched. It was again at like 11 at night, and I was 9.
Are you a Blue Jays fan, baseball?
Yeah, been a Blue Jays fan my whole life, and those are the only 2 World Series, obviously, that we've had. And I was asleep when both of those games finished because I was 9 and 10 years old. So, and then they went on a 27-year drought of not even making the playoffs. So it's
Yeah.
been rough, man. It was rough.
So yeah, I'm a Yankees fan. I haven't followed baseball since Jeter retired, to be honest with you. Like I'm hoping for like a Subway series to maybe try to draw me back into it a little bit, but it's it's it's
It's
college
my
football or
baseball
bust for me.
childhood, man. It's just so damn boring. If the game was more exciting, it's just hard to get into.
Like I don't even watch golf either. I literally watch college football and some spotty NFL and NBA games, and that's really about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Speaking
I'm kind of with you. I'm trying to get into the NHL a little bit this year. I went to a Rangers game last year with my dad, so I'm trying to get into NHL this year. I'm trying to start to follow. The season just started, so
playoff hockey is awesome. I'll watch
yeah,
playoff hockey. They're going full speed, nonstop. Like that shit is intense, but
yeah.
it's tough to. It's so
Makes you
long of a
interesting.
season. They're
Yeah,
so
it's a
long.
long season, man.
It is. That's why I think football gets so much recognition. Now, next week, I got a former Hurricane, Adrian Colbert, coming on. We're going to talk a little bit about his golf page on the links, and we will talk a little Miami FSU.
Wow.
So that should be a good time. I just linked up with him. I got a lot of shit lined up. Like I literally just booked like 5 or 6 interviews, so that way I can just boom, 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 let them ride, and I can relax a little bit wrapping
That's
up the season here. So that's what I meant to do here, and then I got a little sidetracked. So appreciate you jumping on tonight, Brad, and filling in here for me. We will see you on Sunday. We got Tizo tagging along. We got the full Jay. We got everybody. It just depends on if JR is playing. So if Jay's in, we got the full 12, and we'll be good to go
gotta
out
get Jay in, man. That's what this is all about, having the crew together. So Jay's got to get in.
there. Yeah, he'll be in there. He got fucked over by his roommates there or whatever, but he'll be in there. I got a feeling he knows the weather's going to be nice and the time's limited, so he wants to make sure he stays in that 3 spot in the rankings. So, if not, move up.
I'll drop him right now if he doesn't show up Sunday. He's going
But
to the top 5.
yeah, right. He could drop. He could. I mean, if he doesn't show up, attendance hurts, man. That's why them boys going down to Carolinas might hurt Anthony's ranking a little bit in that in there. So
It's
I
going to
think
his confidence too, playing those courses down there. He's going to shoot 100, 199, and 100. He's going to come back a wreck.
yeah, he's gonna come back all flustered and not know what to do. I gotta find the page where I did the rankings and I'll figure it out from there. But once again, Brad, appreciate you jumping on tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And we'll be back on Friday with another episode of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. Later.